Welcome to another episode of BluffCityGrub.
Today we're going to be cooking flank steak on a charcoal grill.
Not only a charcoal grill, a PK grill. We're going to be giving you 3 tips on how to cook flank steak and make it come out really good. Flavor-wise,
go ahead, really good.
Really good.
It's a really good video.
Steak. Really good video. Roll that intro.
Yep.
BluffCityGrub.
PK grills are one of our favorite grills to cook on, but enough about the grill. Flank steak. There are several problems we have cooking flank steaks, and we want to let you know our tips to getting around those problems.
Alright, so we're going to give you 3 tips today on how to solve the flank steak issues that we have.
Before you get started, Greg, here are some of the common problems we have cooking flank steak. Greg, the first thing we want to tackle is low fat content. How are we going to keep this flank steak from drying out?
Marinade.
Marinate?
Marinade.
Yep, I like a good marinade. A marinade is a good way to start breaking down that meat prior to cooking.
Problem number 2, honestly, flank steak is real similar to brisket, just comes from the opposite end of the cow. And so, if you're going to go past medium, it's going to be tough. So if you're a well-done person and you got to have all your meat well done, you might as well smoke it like a brisket.
Once we get our flank steak done, we'll be giving you our tips on how to slice that steak to keep it tender.
Make it edible.
Make it edible.
Tip number 3. Tip number 3 is going to be the correct cooking oil to use on the grate when you're cooking a flank steak. You don't want it to stick, so you need to use something. But there's a specific oil that you have to use, and it has a really high smoke temp. We're going to show you what that is today.
Today, while we cook our flank steak, we're going to be giving you our tips to develop that beautiful crust on the outside before overcooking the inside.
Flank steak. How to cook flank steak. Take 1.
All right, we're going to be showing you how to make flank steak marinade. It's a quick, simple marinade here. One of the first things we want to do is you got a nice piece of flank steak. We're going to go ahead and score it. This will help us absorb the marinade real fast. All right, so once we get our flank steak scored and ready, get it in our marinade jar. And it's a real easy recipe here. We've doubled it here because we've got 2 flank steaks, but we've got some olive oil, fresh garlic, cilantro, onions, and for a little heat, more layers of flavor.
Layers of flavor.
A little crushed red pepper. And as always, we'll season to taste. Fresh crushed black pepper. And the juice of 2 limes. Great, this is a good recipe for flank steak. Good marinade. This marinade will also come out great in fajitas, burrito bowls.
I don't know, man. I was just thinking about some of the flavors that you have in there. It just kind of reminds me of like a Brazilian or Latino recipe. It kind of has that vibe to it.
All right, once we get everything in here, of course, we want to get it all spread around. All right, we got our flank steak marinade done. We're going to go ahead and put it in the fridge anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours at a minimum, all the way up to overnight. All right, so we got these custom grill grates here. One thing we can do is actually flip these over and use them as a griddle. So we're going to go ahead and put these on our fire. We're going to let these heat up. And we're going to be looking to cook somewhere around 500 to 550 degrees Fahrenheit. Set our grill grates wide open. Vince, we've got our flank steaks marinated and ready to go. It's the first thing to do is keeping your flank steak tender is a good marinade. The second thing, or what we talked about, we've got our grill grates ready to go. We're cooking somewhere around 500, and we talked about using the right oil. So we've got pure avocado oil with a 500 degree smoke point. Since we're cooking over 500, we want to have an oil that has 500 degrees. So if we were using olive oil has a smoke point of around 350. We could impart some burnt flavor onto our flank steak. So we're going to use avocado oil. We've got our grill grates turned upside down to give us that hot surface. We're going to get these going. And the second thing we want to do, Greg, is once we get these flank steaks on, to develop that beautiful crust, we're going to be moving this steak around very often. Yep. Greg, just like we said, we're going to be moving this flank steak around to develop that beautiful crust we're looking for to seal in the moisture. And the other key to keeping this tender is not to go past medium rare. And to make sure we're cooking at the right temperature, we'll be using our meat probe, cooking for about 125 here. I've been cooking about 3.5 minutes, so we're ready to go ahead and flip this. That's that beautiful crust we're looking for, Greg. We've been moving this steak around a lot, keeping it moving, getting that beautiful crust built. Flip it over again. We're going to be checking the temperature and see if this is ready to go. Now we're looking for anywhere around 125 or so, 130 for medium rare. This guy's ready. We're going to pull it and let it rest. Now you've seen us do this on tomahawk ribeye on a gas grill. We're going to let our steak rest. We're simply going to tint it with some aluminum foil and let it rest for about 10 minutes. You see there's plenty of moisture here. It's not dried out at all. All right, we want to cut across the grain for tenderness. And the other thing that we can do to make this better is cut at a 45. Nice thin slices. Get a nice 45.
It does look delicious.
All right, now that we've got our flank steak ready, last thing we want to do is just hit one more layer of flavor. Just a little bit of salt.
Layers of
Salt
flavor.
to taste.
Now look.